So a lot of you people have been asking, what is my opinion on Liella and who is my favorite girl from there so far? Well, obviously it's a little early and all we have is their first P for major experiences, or I should say the first single, as we got multiple songs, but I decided I wanted to go over this. So I wanted to explain this in multiple different sections where singing voice is one category, my interests, so things I would like to learn more about them, and just an overall ranking. Of course, this doesn't have a whole lot of merit because it's really early, but I wanted to go over it anyways so people can know. I asked you guys so far what your current favorite member of Liella is so far. So again, you guys are in a pretty much similar situation, but there's been a strong support for Kanon, which wasn't initially, she wasn't that the favorite. But she has been getting a lot of support, and yes, she is kind of like the new Honoka Chika, the main girl here. So it might be understandable while there's just not that whole lot of content, that she gets more exposure and more people are willing to like her more. But that just seems to be the way it is. And then we have Sumire getting second. Then we have Kuku, Ren, and then Chisato rounding out with last place with 15%. So I went and take a look at essentially just the MV here and looking in detail in full. And I just watched it multiple times over and over again just to get an idea of how I currently feel. Again, this is too early to take this with any seriousness in the mind, so just make sure you keep that in mind, that I don't know a whole lot, and there's going to, of course, be the animes coming out just in a few months, so I'll be able to judge them more correctly. But for me to get a better idea of how I feel, I'll probably need more soul experiences, episodes focusing on them, building their character development and their interactions with our girls, especially soul songs or just songs with more souls, because we have so limited of that. But nevertheless, I decided I wanted to figure out how I feel, and I could always come back later and see, wow, that's how I felt at that time. But that's enough rambling. Let's go over the singing section, and I'll go ahead and play the solos of Hajimari wa Kimi no Sora all in a row, so we can get an idea of how each girl sounds when they are singing, to get an idea of their singing voice, because, well, that's all we have at the moment. So let's go ahead and go over all of those. 'So after listening to the song time and time again, I have zero confidence that I know which one I like the most. And usually when I listen to a bunch of them, generally if I hear a higher pitched voice, I'm like, oh yep, that's definitely the one I would put towards the end, because I'm generally not one to like those kind of higher pitched voices, but they don't have any here. So honestly, I have no confidence whatsoever, but I want to put something together and have some kind of list. So I put Sumire 5th, Ren 4th, Kuku 3rd, Kanon 2nd, and Chisato 1st, I guess. But let's go over why I put it this way. So for Sumire, I do definitely like her voice, but she has the most unique voice from what I've heard so far in this group. She almost kind of reminds me a little bit of Yoshiko, so she has the potential to have something that I would really, really like, but she also has the potential for her to get something that I probably might not like as much. So that's why I put her in the bottom. I don't know if that's a good reason to. I had to come with some reason, because honestly, I'm kind of mostly tied for a bunch of them. Then it kind of reminds me of Dai. I like Dai's voice. But I don't know, there are some parts where I feel a little bit less confident in that, so I decided to give her 4. Cuckoo, we didn't get that much, but I liked what I heard, so I guess I gave her 3rd. Kanon we heard the most of in this song, and she is kind of surprised me a little bit. I'm liking it, so pretty good. Gave her 2nd. Chisato, I have nothing to complain about. Even though Chisato might not be my favorite character, her voice was pretty good. And I didn't really have any complaints, so she got 1st. So good job, Chisato. So now let's take a look at another section where this is going to be about my interest for characters. Just basically who I'm interested to learn more about and to see in the anime. And for 5th, I put Chisato because, I don't know, there wasn't a whole lot in this MV that made me really excited to learn more about her. I know what she's supposed to work at a takoyaki shop or something like that. But beyond that, I don't know. She was swinging all by herself on a swing set. And there are people playing and she was invited, so she's all alone. I don't know, it doesn't seem like a very crazy special kind of conflict or storyline. I don't know, we all been there. So I'm not extremely excited to learn more about her, but that doesn't mean I won't be once the anime starts. There isn't a whole lot there for me at the moment. I guess beyond that, I don't know, she seems to be very athletic and flexible and able to do what I would assume is breakdancing here. I don't know if that's going to really inspire me to say, yeah, I want to learn more about her. But I guess that's cool. Next I put Ren, so I guess she does ballet. She's a ballerina, as you can see here. So I guess that's interesting, but that's basically all we saw. And beyond that, of course, we know that she's going to basically run a school because I guess anime logic. I'm curious to see how that's going to be adapted, but beyond that, there was a whole lot shown, so I don't know what else to really expect. I'm still interested, but there are definitely other characters that seem to have more interesting plot lines. In 3rd place, we have Kanon, in which we get to see her definitely trying to sing, and which I guess makes sense for an idol. But here we get to see certain scenes of her trying, and this one seems to potentially she has stage fright. And we know she is unconfident, that she is timid, and we can kind of see that what this kind of atmosphere this is kind of building. And I'm curious to see like what past experiences might cause this. It looks like she's in her middle school uniform because obviously that's not the one that they have for the school, which you can probably see here. So that definitely seems to, she's trying to build a confidence from singing because she seems to really enjoy that. And this scene just looks really nice. So I'm very curious to see how that is going to be adapted and how she might grow as a character through the anime arcs as she's learning to build up the confidence with her friends and how certain past struggles might be overcome. So I'm pretty excited to see how this anime is going to deal with this, as that kind of side wasn't really dealt with too much in the anime. We just kind of had girls that were like, yeah, I'm Honoka, I don't care. I'm loud and rambunctious, I'll just go ahead and do it. I don't care about stage fright. And kind of agree with Chika. I guess not so much with Ayumu, but she had you just basically push her into it. And we have Kasumi who really took over. So I'm curious to see how this is going to go, as the main character here needs some encouragement. So I'm curious to see how that goes for her. Next up, we have Cuckoo. So if you don't know, Cuckoo is from Shanghai, China, much like her Seiyu. And her name, of course, is Chinese. So she also is going to be moving from there. That's what you probably can see from all those boxes in her room. She probably just moved from Shanghai, China here to Japan. And also she seems to be a little lonely. So I'm curious to see how that homesickness might play into this factor here and how she is going to deal with that. But probably the more interesting scene that we saw is when she go ahead and shows her phone, where this will be potentially her friends, and we'll see how these girls will be involved in the anime. I don't know if they're just going to show this for fun and say, hey, I have friends who are also, which appears to be idols here, at least imagine they're in idol outfits. So here's to see how that's going to be done and how those other girls are going to be treated. Are they going to be rivals, or are they just going to be a thing that's there? Are they going to get songs? Who knows? But that is very interesting, and I'm curious to see how these girls will be treated, if they're just going to be a side note or not. So I'm very curious to see how that goes, especially with their relationship with Cuckoo, and see if that might be in part of the anime. And probably the character I'm most interested in is Sumire. So as we can see, Sumire was going to be shown here as a child, and I guess she was going to do some kind of, I don't know, some whatever it might be, something performance show, talent show, or maybe she was singing, or I don't know, but some competition of some kind. And it looks like she was not selected to win, as you can see that the spotlight wasn't on her. So I'm curious to see how this will adapt to her, how this past failure is going to change her as a person, and how she might overcome this in the anime. And of course, there's more to her than that. We know that she is definitely a live streamer, that she likes saying Galaxy, and she kind of almost has kind of a, maybe a Yoshiko feel, but I'm curious to see if she's just trying to be Yoshiko clone, or she's going to be something different that people can enjoy, that's separate. So I'm curious to see how she is going to become as a character, and what is her role in this anime, and how she will overcome this situation. And I don't know, I just kind of like seeing them as kids. So let me know what you guys think about these girls, and of course I'm going to go over my overall rankings here, so I'll show them on screen right now. So don't take these rankings with any level of seriousness, because honestly, it's way too early for me to know for sure. And you know, I like to really rank these girls based on how much I like their singing voices with their songs, and well, they don't even have solo songs yet, so that's not gonna be much of a factor here. And of course, I also like to also base it on the anime, which we also don't have. So this is just basically what I feel right now with very little knowledge, so it's very uneducated. Therefore, just don't take it too seriously. But let me know what you guys think about these girls so far. Of course, I have Sumire first because, I don't know, she seems the most interesting out of them all. But I do see a lot of potential with Cuckoo and Kanon, which I'm definitely getting more and more to, I'm getting more seeming to like Kanon as time goes on, and they all have pretty good voices, which is a big W in my books. So let me know what you guys think about these girls. Why is your certain girl your favorite so far? What are you looking forward to see? What do you think they could bring to the table? What are you looking forward into the anime? Which singing voice do you like the most? What girl do you think had the best solo part on the Hajimari wa Kimi no Sora, or other songs if you happen to listen to those as well? And let me know what you think that this could bring to Love Live in general. And if you, I'm also curious to see how these girls would rank in compared to the rest of the girls in Love Live. Have some of these girls convinced you that they're better than a decent amount of girls in Love Live? Does one of these girls really catch your eye so far? Let me know that in the comments below. Thank you to Coolmax for supporting this channel, and of course thank you to all for watching this video. Thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys in another video soon.